name is Antón García-Abril, and I lead with Débora Mesa Ensamble Studio. In Ensamble Studio we practice architecture as the communion between art and technology. And I wanted to tell the story of Terra, starting in this beautiful megalithic construction, el Talayot, the Curiano. Because this is a symbolic, prehistoric architecture that unites all the ideas that we understand are very contemporary. This harmony between human actions and the natural. And also is part of Menorca that, as an island, has been protected through the years of these, I would say, contaminations of civilization. The story of Terra starts here. These stones, I'm sure, that were extracted from the same cuts of the quarry of this beautiful material, piedra de marés, that is worked in the island in pedra seca or in big megaliths like in the Talayot or in squared pieces. And the island is full of these pedreras, old quarries that were the source of the material to build the architecture of the Mediterranean. We're just the contemporary part of this long story, and we want to be embedded on it. That's why we honor the origins of this Talayot, that by proximity, by history, and also by sensibilities, we are deeply connected. Menorca also is an exemplary territory of sensibilities towards environment. It's a reserve of the biosphere. And that's why we understood that this was our place to install our heart and our laboratory where we could connect Talayot with the cornices of Terra, the house of the earth that arise through those cuts of the terrain. The scale of the ancient quarries is small, is integrated, is pretty much domestic due to the tools of excavation that were so rudimentary. And when all this quarrying became an industrial process, all these structures were abandoned until we discovered them. A beautiful encounter that where we say that we didn't look for Terra found us to take care of it and to give a little renaissance and a transformation of its human, industrial and natural landscape to be again honored and used through this rustic wall of piedra de marés. The background is the source, no? The subsoil of Menorca is that stone, limestone, soft, beautiful, workable stone. And this linked us to the place and connected us with the earth of Menorca. Welcome to Terra. Terra starts with this passage where you could see here what we found. It was an old pedrera, covered with soil and with a lot of spaces that insinuated that something was hidden there, some kind of treasure or jewel. And with these kind of beautiful rock formations that obviously are not natural, this is not a cave, we understood that there were layers of soil underneath where I could imagine amazing spaces would be revealed. So that was our act of faith in architecture, an act of faith in something that was going to really be an adventure. That's the cornice of Terra with the garden. This natural landscape that is part of this organic architecture that fascinated us and inspired us and invited us to take care of it, to clean it fundamentally, to reveal the different layers of space that were hidden under all those substrates of time and abandonment. Let me welcome you to the spaces of Terra, where you will feel the beauty of this materic architecture, where nothing is orthogonal, nothing follows the dogmas and the impositions of geometry, and everything follows just the logic of the natural and also of the actions that were induced to carve it. This beautiful tectonics was the result of an industrial process where the stone was telling the human where to carve. The softer pieces were the ones that gave the path to the space to find itself. And the space is the result of this conjunction of material conditions and human actions. So this is not designed. This is just a beautiful piece of architecture that hybridizes our sensibilities as artists and also the discovery through technology of the given space as a fruit of nature. If we travel through it, we try to apply certain aspects of comfort and hygiene to make this cave become home. What's a home? Home is a place where you feel, where you live, where you are comfortable, where you can share with others. So we added very, very little pieces, no? Small parts of furniture, a chimney where we can gather and be together, and some aspects of our daily necessities, no? Of course, a bathroom. But fundamentally, what we enjoy here is an amazing scale, a new domesticity, and fundamentally a new expressiveness of the structures that construct architecture space. The itineraries and the paths that the plan flows and follows are beautiful, but are given by determined actions. There's no architect here, but there's a lot of architecture. And still there's a lot to do. For example, this topography of beautifully sculpted stones has yet to be designed and transformed into something that we have not yet even envisioned. We're giving some time to these stones to tell us what to do with them. We could dream in this corner room that has this beautiful entry of light to have some kind of social space surrounding this void here, but this has not been yet accomplished. No? So Terra will be a life project that Ensamble Studio will will develop through time, but it's already a place where we enjoy living, working, spending a lot of time with our friends, our collaborators. And it certainly is a place that could be considered the house of the earth. Terra means the house of the earth. We did create these screens of light. This is not a facade, this is just a screen that captures all the ambient light and filters it in a more abstract, more architectonic substance. And here's where the magic of the place really shines, where a new scale is given and small details transform this into a home. The home requires very little with this column, but every home needs a garden. This is our secret garden, where all the symbols of Terra are condensed in this first and last stone that symbolizes the human actions, the harmony, the physics and the technology that space requires, and ultimately the beauty that we have revealed. And as architects, as artists, we have recovered, we have reconstructed just by cleaning, just by reinterpreting, just by silently taking care of the place. Terra for us, for Ensamble Studio, for Débora, Mesa, for Borja Soriano, for Claudia Armas, for everybody that has been leading this transformation, is part of our life. It's not a job, it's not a project, it's us. We want this to be us. And this is I would say the spiritual connection that we do have with the earth. It's something that transcends the standard boundaries of disciplinary architecture and becomes part of our life.